It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Dallas Mavericks. And guys, for the Mavericks, a strong stretch of play for this team, winning 6 of their last 7. They're playing at a high level, no lack of confidence going into tonight's game. For the Hawks over the last few years, they've brought in some faces and tactics from San Antonio. Shaq, are they really the San Antonio Spurs East, as we've heard in recent years?
Well, Coach Budenholzer was a former San Antonio Spurs assistant. They run a similar motion offense with spacing in the ball movement. They're not the Spurs yet because they don't have any players that can create ISO plays and get players other shots.
What I like about that team, Ernie, is every player on that
The crowd is assembled at the American Airlines Center looking for a Mavericks win here in downtown Dallas. Last outing for Atlanta unsuccessful. The loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. And that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
Well, it's not only going to be a struggle, it's going to be virtually impossible if you shoot as poorly as they did.
Looking at the starting 5 for the Atlanta Hawks. Teague and Korver are the guards. Paul Millsap out there with Cephalosha. And it's Muscala in at the 5, roaming the paint. On defense, Dallas. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Here's Williams. Sinks that one from the post. Williams has got his team on the board to start the game for the Mavs.
Yeah, the drive to the bucket was great, but the finger roll was even better.
Dishes it to Muscala. Back to Teague. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Deron Williams. The Atlanta shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Good on both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
He dishes it to Freak to the wing right side. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. A 3 from McCollum. No good. And Atlanta will come the other way. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
And, Greg, you know, not too many teams are going to win shooting that poorly from the floor. Well, I'd have to say it says a lot about them as a ball club to win with that poor shooting performance.
And that one's good by Favors.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Now here's Teague. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost to the point they didn't want to bring the ball up the floor.
Here's Williams after the made shot from Jeff Teague. Poked away. Here's Favors. Millsap grabs the miss. And Atlanta has possession. Outside Teague. And the call will be against Darren Williams. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Darren Williams. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Teague drives in and stolen by Favors. Here's McCollum. Can't get it to fall. Now here is Cephalosha. He's guarded closely. Outside Teague. Hits the target from 18 feet. Teague's got 6 points.
Nice piece of work there. Get yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
Freak kicks to Barea. There's Freak. Uses the glass to drop it in. You often hear athletes saying they do it for the fans, but with Freak, he really backs up his talk with his actions. And Clark, I've seen it firsthand. He's one of the more accessible and interactive NBA stars out there.
Yeah, I say he's walking the talk in that regard. I mean, he really looks out for his fans, appreciates them, respects them, understands them, engages with them. I think he's one of a kind in being sincere and genuine and looking after the fans.
Here's McCollum after the basket by Atlanta. Freak with it. Now defended by Korver. Here's Freak. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Leonard, he's checked in for Splitter. Nowitzki comes in for Derek Favors. And Chandler Parsons in for C.J. McCollum. And Millsap slams it in.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Barea kicks to Freak. Nowitzki dishes to Barea. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Dallas again missing. The Hawks leading. Now Schroeder. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans. In the corner, it's Harris. Fires from the wing. Again, the Hawks score. And there's 1:45 left here in the first quarter. Now here's Barea. He's guarded by Schroeder. The pass to Freak beyond the arc. Dallas no good that time either. The Hawks leading by 3. Here's Harris. Nice D from Freak.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
Shot's good.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas Mavericks dancers.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. His last 10 games, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And playing with the reserves, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
Now here is Harris. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. There's the dish to Scott. 6 on the shot clock. Hardaway passes to Scott. Puts it up. And it comes off the front of the rim. For Dallas, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Barea kicks to Freak. And stolen by Scott. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And there's Devin Harris on the assist from Hardaway. Harris has got his second basket.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
One-on-one here. Schroeder with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Right side Hardaway. Here's Millsap. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Barea. Shot no good.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas Mavericks dancers.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
Look here. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Splitter. Rose comes in for Derek Favors. Freaks checked in for C.J. McCollum. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Paul Millsap's checked in for Scott. Justin Holiday comes in for Kyle Korver. Hardaway's checked in for Teague. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Freak in at shooting guard. Rose is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Barea in at the 5. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Parsons.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials.
Harris off target with his 3.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Heat delivered quite a performance. He finished with 22 points and flashed his range a few times in the process. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
All right, Doris, well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game?
Guys, it's tricky, you know, because when you work as hard as he did in that game, you tend to be a little worn down. But on the other hand, he also has to be feeling terrific in terms of the confidence about the state of his game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'd say mentally he's in peak condition, while physically he could probably use a recharge.
Millsap a screen. Here's Hardaway. Pass to Millsap. Here's Muscala. It's rebounded by Leonard.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Barea dishes to Freak. To the middle. The kick out to Rose. He feeds it to Barea. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's Freak. Shot clock at 5. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
Now here is Harris. Back to Holiday. Hardaway passes to Muscala. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. 3 on the clock. Here's Harris.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Barea kicks to Freak. Tries a 3. The shot no good. Holiday with the defensive effort.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Harris outside. Here's Millsap. Nice D from Nowitzki.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
They've been ineffective in this one. Just no slowing down for Teague. 10 points and 1 steal. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
And Clark, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and his D, it has been on point.
On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Muscala is out there with Paul Millsap, and it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. And that one's good. Free. Here's Teague. To the inside. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Mavericks trail by 4. Williams kicks to Freak. Favors dishes to Freak. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Freak's got 12 points in the game.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now here's Teague. He's got 10. And stolen by Splitter. Freak passes to Favors. No good. That would have tied it.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Here's Teague. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And it's good.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Dallas. Mavericks will go for a different look here. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Splitter. Nowitzki comes in for Derek Favors. Freaks checked in for C.J. McCollum. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Scott. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Cephalosha. Harris is checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. And Parsons kicks to Freak. Passes it to Barea. They set the screen. Freak dishes to Nowitzki. Just 5 on the clock. And that one's good. Nowitzki's got his 3rd basket of the night.
He clearly had the speed advantage there, and he used it to burn the D for the sweet hoop. Nice play.
Here's Harris. And it's good. Up through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end. Devin Harris just hasn't slowed down. 10 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Now here's Parsons. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Harris passes to Schroeder. He'll sap a screen. And that one's good. Schroeder's got the lead up to 14 now for the Hawks.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today. And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Hawks on top, leading by 14. And we're coming back. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The Mavericks shooting around 41% on the night. Freak, he's in at 3. Williams is out there with C.J. McCollum. Then there's Favors, and it's Splitter in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Outside Korver. 6 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And the shot falls short this time. Mavericks trail by 14. Williams kicks to Freak. Favors with the screen. The feed to Williams. Here's Freak. Korver with the defensive effort.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Another miss by Millsap.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Dallas moving it around. Williams dishes to Freak. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. Now here is Cephalosha. D right on him. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
Atlanta timeout.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Teague drives in. Cephalosha passes to Teague.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Hawks.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Williams kicks to Freak, unloads from 13, and it's good off the glass. The Hawks leading by 11. Now here's Teague. It's rebounded by Derek Favors. Favors got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
Hawks ball.
This can't happen.
The Hawks have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. They set the pick. Millsap a screen on Williams. Teague against Williams. Millsap sets the pick for Teague. And against the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Teague's got 4 this quarter.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Freak. And a miss there on the triple. The Hawks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Cephalosha with it. Williams picks him up. Millsap has the open look. It's good from long range. Millsap's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Dallas, no good that time either.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Corver against Favors. The kick out to Teague. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas Mavericks dancers.
Here's Williams. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Freak kicks to Williams. Cams the shot from the wing.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
The Hawks leading by 17. Outside Teague. Williams comes with the double team.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball. Share the sugar.
And Muscala kicks to Teague. Feeds it to Millsap. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. And that's 15 points for Paul Millsap.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Cephalosha, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And the first one drops. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the man.
Well, Paul, congratulations on this win. It seemed like this game was getting away from you at points. What does the team take away from this game in terms of experience?
You know, we got to do a better job of executing down the stretch. You know, as simple as that. Just glad we got this win. We just can't let these things happen in the future.
An escape from some mistakes, Paul. Well done, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the
2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jeff T. He put up a new season high tonight. And if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Mavericks in Dallas. For Dallas, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And as we come up to the midway point of the season, Kenny, we're seeing some of the veterans who started slower now picking up the pace.
Well, I think early on, a lot of times, if you've been in the playoff for some veterans, the early going in the season is a little mundane. But then as you start seeing the light at the tunnel, they don't pace themselves anymore. And you want to make sure that you're in playoff position to make something special happen.
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. We're in the great state of Texas, the home of the Mavericks, the American Airlines Center in Dallas. And, of course, DeAndre Jordan will need to find a way to overcome what he brought to this team.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And that's the idea. You know, you want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient and they also continue to be fans.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Pierce out there with Griffin. And it's Cantor in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's good from Williams on the assist by Freak. Williams has got the first points up on the board for Dallas.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
To the middle, here's Griffin, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Dallas moving the ball around. Out left to the wing. Tries it from 19. And Paul pulls it down.
Offensively, 1 of 4 to start. They're still trying to find their stroke.
The feed to Cantor. Wide open look, and he gets it to go.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Barea dishes to Freak. At the top of the key, Barea. From 13. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Favors has got his first points of the game.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Now here's Freak. Pierce covering. Barea kicks to Freak. A three-pointer off the mark.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Paul passes to Cantor. Here's Pierce. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Splitter dishes to Williams. And a wide open look for Freak. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. The Clippers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Paul kicks to Redick. Here's Cantor. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Freak. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Here's Griffin, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Griffin's got 6.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half. And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Here is Favors. After Enes Kanter's basket, Williams kicks to Freak. And it's off from three-point range. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 14-5 run here. The shot's good from Paul.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now here's Freak. 17 points for him last game against Atlanta. That one off the back iron and out.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
The dish now to Griffin. Plenty of space. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas Mavericks.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Splitter. Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Johnson. Griffin is out there with Henry Sims. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Sloan in at the 2. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hawks provided a nice lift. He dropped in 17 points, and part of that scoring came from beyond the arc, adding a few threes to his already impressive season total. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint them.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
And making connections is always good in any business, and the NBA is no different. From what I've heard, Clark, Freak has done a good job of reaching out to his peers all over the NBA.
I think that's an example of Freak just having a good head on his shoulders and knowing that taking the time to get to know others in the business has its benefits.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Splitters checked in for Nowitzki. Favors comes in for Parsons, and it's Rose in for C.J. McCollum. And then for the Clippers, Cantor comes in for Henry Sims, and Pierce subbed in for Johnson. And it's Freak missing.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Here's Pierce, the turnaround jumper. Count it. Pierce has got his second basket of the night.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
From downtown, no luck, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to. They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And Paul gets it to go in.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Deflects the pass. And now the Clippers on the break. Finished off the break. And the Clippers lead by 12.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as almost going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And so that's the end of the first half.
Well,
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Just absolute domination in this one for Parsons. 12 points, and he's still working hard for those rebounds.
And that's what he has to do. Solid effort on the glass can make such a huge difference on most nights.
Freak in at the 3. J.J. Barea is out there with Williams. And it's Splitter, and it's Favors in at the power forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Mavericks trail by 9. Freak passes to Barea. Dishes it to Williams. Favors with the screen, and there's the defensive 3-second call. The Mavericks have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10. And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. Splitter dishes to Favors. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Favors got 5.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And Cantor throws it down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
For Dallas, they have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point in the game, and the technical free throw is good. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Williams kicks to Barea, back to Williams. Griffin with the steal. Oh, and here comes Pierce all alone.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Here's Freak after Paul Pierce's score. Here's Freak. Off the mark and a bad shot there.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels. And what a game for Enes Kanter. He's got 10 points and 1 steal. He's gotten after it on the boards for them as well as in the transition game.
And I like the fact that one has really fed into the other.
Both good from the line that time. Mavericks trail by 12. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. The Mavericks have made 8 of their 12 free throws in this game.
And they shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Los Angeles leading by 10. Uncovered. Misses off the right iron.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Here's Freak. Dallas no good that time either.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it. Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
That 3 off the mark.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
There's the lob to the hoop, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And the lead just grows. Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want. To do the opposite of smart basketball.
The Clippers have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. Parsons comes in for Williams. A shot by Paul, nobody around. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense.
Mavericks trail by 20. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Pierce is out there with Griffin.